Hey everyone, let's go ahead and hop into this tutorial. So to start off, I'm going to use my Revlon Color Stay in the shade 220 Natural Beige, and I'm just going to go ahead and pump 2 pumps onto the back of my hand. To apply this, I'm going to use a buffing brush just to get a little more coverage. After I have the first layer on, I'm going to let it dry, and then I will add a second layer. That way I can get as much coverage as possible for my skin. You can see after the second layer I have a pretty good coverage built up. And I'm going to take the Tarte Shape Tape and I'm going to use this in Fair Neutral. I'll put this under my eyes, on my nose. Oh yeah, and it smells so good. I'll put it on my chin and my forehead to highlight, and I'll also use it on any areas that I feel didn't get covered up enough with the foundation. And after I've applied all of that, I will go ahead and I will use my beauty blender to blend that out. After that's done, I will go ahead and set my under eyes with the Stay Matte powder. I'll make sure there are no creases underneath my eyes, and I'll go ahead and use that translucent Stay Matte powder. This keeps the concealer in place and helps it to stop creasing. And I'll also use that to set my forehead, my nose, and my chin where I highlighted. For the rest of my face, I'll use the Maybelline Super Skin Better Stay powder, and this just gives a little more coverage. For contour, I'm using the Shade and Light palette, the 2 colors right there, and I'm going to put that on my cheeks and on my forehead and jawline. And I'm using a very light pressure here so I don't get too much of the color onto the face. It's really important to use a light pressure and to make sure you blend this out completely so it can look like the sun has naturally hit you there. Otherwise it might look a little bit muddy and you'll be able to tell that you're wearing extra powder there. For blush, I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Color Icon Blush in Pearlescent Pink. And I'm just going to take any old blush brush, dip that into the product, and I will smile and apply that to the apples of my cheeks. And then I will blend it back into the cheekbones. For highlighter, I'm going to use the Essence Pure Nude highlighter, and I'm just applying that with a small flat brush to get a precise application. I'll also apply that to my nose and to my Cupid's bow. For eyeshadow, I'm going to use the ABH Modern Renaissance palette. I'll start with the color Tempera, and I will put that all over my lid all the way up to my brow. I will then take my Sephora Pro crease brush and dip into the shade Warm Taupe. I'm going to take Warm Taupe and I will run that all the way through my crease, starting at the outer corner and working my way towards the inner corner. I use circular and windshield wiper motions to blend in this shadow. I think it's important to use both, otherwise you won't get the blended look that you want. And I'm not taking this all the way into the inner corner. I'm probably going about 3/4 of the way in. So I'll just work that in until I feel that it's blended properly. The next thing I'll do is take a smaller crease brush and dip into the shade Bon Fresco, and I will put this shade underneath the Warm Taupe shade that we applied earlier. And as you can see, this just gives a nice purpley color to the look. Then I will take the brush that came with the palette. I'll use the fluffy side and dip into Love Letter, which is a beautiful pinkish red color. And I'm going to focus that on the outer V of my eye. I will put it a little bit into the crease as well, but the main focus will be on that outer V. Once that's blended in, I will take my Tarte Shape Tape and a small brush, and I'm just going to kind of outline my lid. I'm doing sort of a cut crease, but not a real cut crease, just a little bit something more defined. So I'll use the concealer, and you can watch how I do this here, just to kind of carve out the lid. And by no means is this perfect, I just wanted to get a nice base for the shadow that I'm going to put on top. Once that's finished, I'll take the shade Vermeer on my finger, and I'm just going to put that all over where I put the concealer. This concealer will act as a nice base and it'll really make this shiny shadow pop on the eyelid, which is exactly what we want to do. After I finished applying that shadow, I'll take my crease brush again, just to kind of blend the two of them together, and I'll even dip back into Love later, so I can make it look like the two shadows are blended seamlessly. For liner, I'll use the Maybelline Line Stiletto, and I'm just doing a very small wing, and I'm only going to bring the liner in about 1/3 of the way, because I don't like to put too much black liner onto my eyes, because I feel like it takes away from the eyeshadow look. So I'll just do a small wing there and bring it in about 1/3 of the way. I'll curl my lashes with the Tarte eyelash curler and apply the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise mascara. And I'm really gonna build this up since I'm not going to wear falsies today. For my brows, I use the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in Ash Brown. And I'll just start at the front of the brow and start to fill it in using short strokes, just until I get the look that I want. I'll run through it with the spoolie, and then to finish the brows, I'll use the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Plumper in Blonde, just to give a little more volume and to keep the brows in place. For lips, I'm using ColourPop's Ultra Matte Liquid Lipstick in the shade Lumiere, and this is from Kathleen Lights. I absolutely love this color. It's so beautiful and it's pretty comfortable if you moisturize your lips before. So here's the finished look with the matte lip. I really like it, but if you want to add a little extra, I took the ABH lip gloss in Moon Jelly and put that on top for a little sparkle. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you at my next one. Bye!